Missed out on breakfast? Fret not. It's never too late to grab a bite.
Okay, so for today's Breakfast Bites, we are talking about the new old way to meet people. Now, Emaad, I know you've gotten into the sport of paddle.
That's right.
And now you play with strangers, right? Could you tell us how that works?
So there's an app where you self-rank, and according to your ranking, you are allowed to join open games with other players who are within that rank range.
Got it.
And then you play a match, and then your ranking either increases or decreases depending on the result.
Okay, and have you made new friends this way?
I've only played 3 times. As you know, I injured my ankle last week, so I've been off it for a while. But I've met some interesting people. I wouldn't call them friends.
Okay.
They are playing buddies so far.
All right.
But, you know, I'm sure there's some room for improvement on the friends front.
Yeah. So when was the last time you made a new friend in real life? Not from LinkedIn, not from a networking event, just a fun activity. Ryan?
Well, I think it's sports as well for me because I play in a basketball league and then we've got a team that got together. And yeah, I think that was the last time I remember meeting a so-called stranger who I now know a bit better.
Okay. Yeah. So for Gen Z, in real life events or IRL events, are actually becoming the way to go. What I mean by these events, not a networking mixer arranged by your work, not an organized speed dating thing, but like a sushi making class, a dumpling, bread making course, paddle, you know, like face-to-face interactions, but based off of actual personal interests and passion.
Yeah.
Yeah. And isn't it funny? This is actually the old school way of meeting people, right?
Okay.
Real convos, real atmosphere, real people. Before swiping left or right really was even a thing, people met over coffee or at classes or through community events. And this is not just for dating, but also for networking and career growth and even plain old friendship. What do you think of this?
Yeah, I like it because I think when you are interested in the activity in question, then you are distracted from this idea of, especially if you're like, have some social anxiety,
right,
that I need to make new friends. And if that happens, it's like a bonus.
Yeah. And what do you think of, you know, when you go to a networking mixer, you know for a fact that people are there to try to, you know, maybe get a new job or to strengthen their network. And you feel like people are going in with
like a fixed agenda?
Yes, kind of, right? So I feel like that also kind of affects it.
Yeah, there's a bit more pressure on you,
yeah,
I think.
Yeah, I think so. So let's zoom in on Singapore because the numbers are pretty telling. A 2023 poll by the Institute of Policy Studies sampled over 2,300 people, and they found that in Singapore, in the 21 to 34 age group, 53% said they felt it was easier to talk to people online than face-to-face.
Not surprised because the smartphone penetration rate in Singapore is like 99%.
Yes.
And people are on their phones all day long.
56% reported feeling anxious sometimes when they need to talk to people in person.
Which is exactly why they should make more of an effort to talk to people in person.
That's true. So in short, many young people are more comfortable behind the screens, but there's also a push, right? A longing to break out from that and rebuild real-life connections.
Yeah.
And we should also remember that Gen Z entered the workforce during the pandemic, so they started with their careers over Zoom, so their networks never really extended beyond the screen. So now they're looking to change that, at least on the personal front.
Yeah, I think people chat differently when they are online with smiley faces and whatnot. So it's very different communicating online on the screen versus someone in real life. Like, you've got to read the body language. You've got to know how to read the room sometimes.
Yes.
Yeah. How good are your kids at doing that?
Not great, but, you know,
Okay.
I'm hoping that when they get older, they'll get a little bit better.
Bit more initiative, yeah?
Yeah. Apps and brands are jumping on this IRL trend as well. Hinge, which is the dating app, is now funding friendship events. And another app called Time Left hosts dinners for strangers every week in more than 60 countries.
Time left.
Sounds
Left.
ominous.
Yeah, it does sound a little ominous.
It does, yeah.
Yeah, but more and more apps are coming up, like your paddle app. I think also, you know, considered an IRL event kind of app.
Yeah.
But it's a big shift, and for years, people relied on technology to meet others, but too much choice online just left everyone overwhelmed. too many options and too little connection. And so now everyone is trying to go back to the basics, right? Just showing up face to face.
There is also an app called Meetup. Have you heard of it? It's a platform for finding local and online events and groups based on shared interests.
Nice.
Oh, very nice. Exactly that. IRL events. Maybe that's where you'll meet your new best friends. So why don't you try it out?